Hi Year 6, welcome to your spelling lesson. So as always, if you are in Mrs. Goldwater's or Miss Taphouse's group, can you first get an adult to check on your, to test you on your last week's spelling words? And when you're done, can you please find your teacher's name, so either Mrs. Goldwater or Mrs. Taphouse's group, your teacher's name on this video, and then continue with your spelling lesson. For the rest of you, can you please go to Teams and complete your spelling quiz? When you're done, make sure you come back to this video so that we can get started with our spelling lesson today. Okay, welcome back everybody. So today we're looking at words ending in A-B-L-Y, and that makes the sound obli. Okay, so when we add this as a suffix, we're going to find some patterns that are created with different root words. So we're going to be making adverbs today by adding A-B-L-Y as a suffix. So using this table here, can you please have a go at creating a table with 3 columns, the first column saying A-B-L-Y spelling words, root word in the second column, and spelling rule. And all you need to do is simply what the titles of each of the columns say. So for example, we have our A-B-L-Y spelling word adorably, and the root word is adore. And then all you have to do is work out what happens to the root word when you change it, when you add the A-B-L-Y suffix. So in this case, the E is lost on adore, and then A-B-L-Y is added. So pause the screen here and have a go at filling out the rest of the table. Can you notice any patterns? Great, how did it go? So here are the answers. Can you please mark your work? Great, brilliant. I hope that went well. So let's come up with some silly sentences. So can you have a go at writing the silliest sentence that you can think of using the word comfortably? Okay, pause the screen and have a go, and when you're ready, I will share one with you. So for example, after applying glue to the bottom of all his competitors' trainers, the athlete won the race comfortably. That's a silly, silly sentence. Okay, can you have a go at writing a silly sentence for considerably? So feel free to use a dictionary to help you to understand the definitions of these words, whether that is an online dictionary or one that you may have at home. Here is an example of a silly sentence if you need some any extra help to prompt your thoughts. So Bernard, the speed reading otter, has considerably improved his vocabulary. What a silly sentence. Can you come up with your own? Pause the screen and have a go. Brilliant. Okay, what about noticeably? If you would like some extra help with thinking of how you can make a silly sentence, feel free to use the example as some inspiration. And also make sure you use a dictionary to help you understand the definition of these words. So for example, this is my sentence. Disco Stork's leg twitched noticeably as he tried to stay still during the game of musical statues. And this is Disco Stork here. Okay, so these are your spelling words for next week. We have adorably, valuably, believably, considerably, tolerably, changeably, noticeably, dependably, and comfortably, and finally reasonably. So pause the screen here and have these words written down and make sure that you learn them for next week's spelling quiz. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, good afternoon, Mrs. Taphouse's group. So we today are going to be creating negative meanings using the prefix dis. Okay, so let's have a look. What can you notice about these words? dislike, discover, disappear. Well done. We are looking at the prefix dis, and these are words that all have the prefix. So here are some more words: dislike, disobey, discolor, discover, disappear, dishonest, disallow, disbelieve, disapprove, discontinue. Which prefix do these all have in common? We've already gone through this. Yes, it's the prefix dis. Now, what do you think the prefix dis means? Pause the screen and have a think. What do you think it means? Well done. So these words, which start with the prefix dis, mean away, okay? So what it does is when it's added to a word, all it does, it changes the meaning of the root word to the opposite. So for example, disobey is not obeying, okay? So obey is our root word, meaning to conform, to listen to somebody else or something else. And adding dis to obey means that you are not listening to somebody or something, okay? Disobey. Okay, brilliant. So here are this week's spellings to practice: dislike, disapprove, discolor, dishonest, disobey, disappear, disallow, discontinue, disbelieve, and discover. So your challenge is to write sentences about these words and to make sure that you use them in the correct context. So feel free to use a dictionary to help you understand the meanings of these words, and hopefully by next week you will be able to spell them when you get tested by an adult at home. Anyway, that is the end of your lesson, so I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome, Mrs. Goldwater's group. Today we are adding ed, er, and est to words ending in y. So these are all suffixes: ed, er, and est, and we're adding them to words ending in y. So we're changing adjectives and verbs. We can change the meaning of adjectives and verbs by adding these suffixes that we spoke about: ed, er, and est. So how has the verb try changed in this sentence? Matthew tried very hard to learn his spellings at the weekend. How do you think it's changed? How do you think this word has changed? Copy. Please go to the photocopier and get 6 worksheets, Miss Foley said. How do you think copy has changed in this sentence? And we have happy, the adjective happy. How has happy changed in this sentence? The old man felt the happiest he had ever been. How have these words changed? Well done. Okay, so with the word try, all that's happened is the Y has been taken off and it's been replaced with an I, and then ed is added on. In this case, with copy, the Y has been taken off, I has been added, and then er, the suffix er, has been added. And finally, with happy, the Y has also been taken off and has also been replaced with an I, for then est to be added at the end as a suffix. Okay, so try to remember these rules. Every single time we add ed, er, and est to words ending in y, we take off the y, replace it with an I, and then add our suffix appropriately. Okay, so when we add ed, just like we said, we take off the y, add the I, and add ed. So for example, reply becomes reply with an I, and then we add ed to get replied. So how can you have a go at writing copy to copied in this form, as well as cried, cry to cried in this form as well as reply and replied. Pause the screen and have a go. Great. Can you also try and do the same to these in this form? Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a look at adding ER. Again, we take off the Y, we replace it with an I and add ER to get our new word. So in this case, happy has now become happier. So the same is for these words here, copy, funny, and happy. Can you please write these words in this format here, where we take off the Y, add the I, add the suffix, and then get our new word. Let's have a look at EST. We have heavy, where the Y is taken off, the I is added, and EST is also added as our suffix to create heaviest. And it's the same with happiest. Can you please have a go at writing happy to happiest in this form here? Brilliant, well done everybody, great. So here are your spelling words for this week. We have copier, copied, happier, happiest, cried, replied, tried, dried, driest, and funnier. Can you pause the screen here and have a go at writing these words using the rainbow writing system that we have? So can you have a go at making sure that you remember these spellings for next week's spelling lesson? That is the end of your spelling lesson, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.